have much smaller areas of land draining into them and had not filled during the last 25 years of relative drought. The villagers realized that if they raised the level of the spillway, what Dr. Pohl referred to as a waste weir, then the water level in the whole reservoir would rise, and instead of all the water gushing through the spillway, they could get the water to flow through a gate on the other side of the reservoir. This gate then puts the water into an underground pipeline that flows by gravity using no electricity, and the water is moved across the land to the other 4 percolation tanks to fill them up. From the tanks, the water soaks into the groundwater table and is stored in the ground for village and farm use. So instead of a huge amount of water being lost out of the village quickly as surface flow during the rainy season, it now seeps slowly underground, making it available not only for Velu, but for the many villages downstream of Velu as well.
Due to this project, these all percolation tanks are now filled with full of water, which increase the level of groundwater. All the wells are get recharged, all the bore wells are get recharged. And another important thing is that you can hear a voice of the animals, birds. You can hear this voice, which is not heard few years back, because totally it is a dry land. Now from couple of years we preserve all this forest land, and that's why the ecosystem also now changing.
Velu Village is a really advanced example of the work of the Pani Foundation. They have solved their water problems, and of the thousands of villages that competed in the Water Cup competition in the last 4 years, over 1,000 of those villages in the state of Maharashtra can say the same. They have completely and permanently solved their water problems with a stable system for recharging groundwater. They have established water resilience and defeated drought. So what's next? The Pani Foundation doesn't use the word permaculture to describe what they do, but their work is permaculture to its core. From the permaculture perspective, water management structures serve as the bones of a landscape system, and built on top of those bones, we find the body of organic soil, forests, thriving ecosystems, biodiverse agriculture, and prosperous communities. Water is not the end of the design, it is the beginning. The Water Cup competition is just the first step, and now the Pani Foundation has moved on to the next phase of their work, the Prosperous Village competition. This next phase of the competition is only open to the 1,000 villages that completely solved their water issues during the first competition. The duration of this next competition is 2 years, and it goes in depth into these 6 main topics that the villages are judged on. Soil and water conservation, water management and budgeting, restoring soil quality and health, increasing tree cover and growing forests, creating protected grasslands of nutritious and palatable grasses, creating the basis for every family to increase their income. So imagine for a moment what type of cooperation and coordination it takes for a village to achieve all these goals over the entire landscape that it governs and to win the competition. Water and soil management on every farm and common land, tree planting and forest establishment on private and community lands, and having every single family in the village prosper from these developments. These people need to truly reckon with social, economic, political, and physical realities in a holistic design for their village in order to accomplish this. And as we've seen, the benefits are not just for the people, but habitat, species diversity, and ecosystem health are also increased. That right there is permaculture at its core. The Pawnee Foundation has had thousands of villages recharging their aquifers, and now over